Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Say goodbye, yeah. Kitty, kitty, kitty.
Are you guys ready for bed?
So I might have a little bit to update you on the vlog. It is January 10th, I think. Might be the 11th. I think it's the 10th. And since I last vlogged, well, now I'm engaged. The wedding is on the 18th, so 8 days away. Obviously, I'm not keeping track of when the wedding is, you know, like doing the countdown thing, because we're not doing like a typical wedding, I wouldn't say. But I'm really excited. It's going to be up at my parents' house, and we're not telling anybody when the wedding is, only because we just want it to be very intimate. We don't want a bunch of like spectator comments and outside opinions. Not that we would get many, but I just think it's for the best. But yeah, we are super excited. We're about to be married. Jesse actually hurt his thumb the other day. He was at work, and he's okay, but he was in the hospital, and so now he's kind of on light duty. Again, I feel like every time I have one of these, he's like injured or something happens. Sorry, I need to get the mail. Oh, and there is no mail. I'm just here to check on the dogs because my parents are gone, and I'm returning the rice cooker that I borrowed. I'm so hopeless with rice, by the way, and so is Jesse. We're both the worst with rice. So my dad told me to do this recipe for making rice in the rice cooker, because I'm like, I don't know how to cook it. And so he told me, and I tried it, and I dumped in like a lot of rice, probably like 6 cups worth, because I'm like, I don't know how much rice we'll need. After the timer went off, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna let it sit in there because I'm still not ready to open it. I still have to like prepare more food. Well, it was all dry. It was like all kernels. It was like it was never even cooked. The bottom part was saturated, but that wasn't even savable. So I dumped it out. I tried a smaller batch, and that worked. But I was just really, really irritated that that happened. But anyways, I think maybe my parents are home. I don't know. I guess I'll have to see. Well, maybe they're not. Who knows? Anyways, I'll pick this up later. Anyways, slight correction from earlier. The wedding's on the 19th, not the 18th, as my brother just confirmed with me. Because I just talked to him and I was like, we still on for the 18th? And he was like, you mean the 19th? And I was like, no. And then I looked at the calendar and I was like, oh yeah, you're right. Oops. That's how much we don't care what the date is. It doesn't really matter. Like, we're just happy to be together. We're happy that we're getting married, and that's all that matters. Oh, Ruby has a concert coming up really soon that she's excited about. It's her first strings concert of the year as a 5th grader, and that's exciting. But that's not till next month. And oh, I did have my sort of bachelorette party, if you will. It really wasn't, I wouldn't call it a bachelorette. There were drinks, there were party games, but there wasn't anything crazy. And it was fun though, it was nice. I had a couple of friends come from out of town that I hadn't seen in a really long time. I had a brunch the next morning, and it was cool. It was really, really low key. A lot of people canceled, so it ended up being like 4 people, which was okay. A little sad, but okay. Started a new series called Jane the Virgin. Send help, please. It's a good show, but it's just so addicting. It's kind of a take on a telenovela, and so it's really dramatic, but at the same time it's not spoofy like the telenovelas are. It's still really good though. So, God, now that I started talking about the wedding, I'm like thinking about the things I need to get done. We still need to get down to the office and get our license, and we still need to, I need to like research how I'm going to do my hair. Not that I really care. I'll probably just literally do it like this. Probably curl it and just say that's good. My hair's been really healthy though lately. I'm not sure. But we need to figure out where for sure we're going to have dinner, because we need to make reservations. Ugh. This is what I didn't want, but this is like very low stress compared to what everybody else in the world deals with as far as weddings and like a big white dress and like a big thing. It's not that at all. It's literally going to be 6 people. No, I think we counted up to, it's going to be 9 people. And then August 9th, we're having our big thing. And I'm still so sketched out about sending out. I got our save the dates all finalized. I just need to print them out. But I'm so sketched out because I'm like, I don't know what to do, because we haven't booked a venue, and how can we send out save the dates without, I don't know. Still lots to figure out, still a lot of time in the future, but so anyways, I think that's catching up to date. We haven't really done much outside, so I can't include any of that cool footage because there's nothing to include. I haven't been using my camera. I haven't been doing anything except for coming home, flopping on the couch. Winter break, we didn't really do anything. We had a nice Christmas, and I think we had one of the best Christmases we've had in a long time. But just pretty low key, and that's the way that we prefer it now. I think having a big circus holiday is just not who we are, and I'm happy with that. So I think I'm gonna end it right here. I got together a year in review, but for 2018, but I still haven't gotten a vlog for the last 2 months. No, last 3 months, I think. I think the last one I uploaded was for September, possibly October. So I have November, December, and now I have January that I need to compile and get on YouTube. And I have all the clips put together, but I haven't edited anything, and I'm just like, every time I sit down to do it, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do it, and then I don't. Or I start, and then I just get overwhelmed. I'm like, no, I'll just do it later, and then I don't. So it'll be up sometime before 2019's over. How's that? Maybe I should just give up on this whole YouTube thing. I only do it just so that we have like accurate logs, or not accurate logs, but like just, it's nice to have these things when you look back on your life. Like even 2014, it's only the beginning of 2019 now. It's nice to have them, but I feel like I'm only doing it for myself, and that's not motivating enough. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll get something done, because otherwise I should just stop doing it, right? Oh, this is my new Jaclyn Hill palette. I really like it, and I don't ever wear purple, so anyways, I'm gonna end it here. I love everybody who watches, all 3 of you.
Go down there, boo-boo. Jack, Jack.
It literally looks like nothing out there. And then nothing.
Jack,
I
come.
can't see anything because it's so dark. I won't even focus.
Jackson, come.
Hey, buddy. Hi. What? You want to get some more? Another stick? What you doing, kitten? I'm on lunch right now, and I'm literally almost back to work, but I thought I would just update the vlog with a little information that our wedding is on Saturday. It's currently Wednesday, so it's happening so soon. We went and got our marriage license yesterday. Everything is just, it's happening so fast in one respect, but at the same time, it doesn't feel any different to me. Like Jesse keeps saying, like, oh, I love you, my wife. I'm like, we've been saying this for years. Like, we've been on this track for so long that it literally feels no different, which is a good thing, I think. So anyways, just wanted to sneak that little tidbit in here. We are doing this wedding thing soon. So I think I've come to the realization that I am now 30. I am a stepmom. I am a partner, well, a wife. I am a dog mom to 2 dogs. And one of them happens to be a cat, but we call him a dog. That I'm pretty well settled in my life now, and I feel really good about it. Like I could be more financially stable, but at the same time, we have everything that we need. We pay all our bills, and I'm just so grateful for everything that I have. This is the most stable I've ever been in my life emotionally. I think that we are finally finding our stride, and you know, we'll get there financially. We're really bad, so we just really need to buckle down and get there. I would really like to be there, as you call it, by the time I'm 35. So just a nice goal to set, but I think that I'm really optimistic for kind of the first time for the future. And I'm just really excited to see what my life has in store for me and for Jesse and for Ruby. So I just wanted to say, I came to the realization that you can't please everybody. You won't be able to please everybody. There's always going to be someone who wants to see you fail and or is just not happy for your success. And those people, you just have to let them go. So this is the year, 2018 was the year that we let go of everybody who was toxic, who was doubting us, who said we couldn't do it, and we proved them wrong. And here we are doing it. And we're extremely happy about it. So look at us go. Hi! Oh! Oh, hi, dog!
Hi, cat.
Hi, dog!
Hi, cat.
So I'm just taking a breather real quick. It's the eve of our wedding eve, I guess. Cleaned up the house a little bit, so when we're home tomorrow, we can just enjoy the time. And I don't like to be at home when the house is messy, because I feel like I need to clean up or whatever. But gave the dog a bath, and yes, you. And I vacuumed, mopped, cleaned the bathroom, and I think I'm all ready for tomorrow. I don't think there's anything else I need to do, except maybe get the wrinkles out of Ruby's little shrug. So, oh, he slipped. Anyways, just sitting here having a quiet moment. It feels nice. Are you ready for tomorrow? Look how handsome you are in your bow tie. And it matches sister's dress. Oh.
You. Cheese. Bacon. I like bacon more than cheese.
So Caitlin and Jesse wanted this just short and sweet, so we'll go short and sweet.
Oh crap, I have to
Yep.
switch the
And
camera.
Melinda and JP, why don't you guys pull up this way a little bit? There you are. Back up a little, stay out of the smoke. So here we go. All right, so I think it's pretty obvious you guys have been heading this direction for a while now. And I know I've talked to Caitlin openly about how I think that, you know, when you have something really good in your life, really positive, it's something that you need to share publicly. And so marriage, you know, is a foundational thing. I mean, for centuries and all mankind, it's been the main foundation of our community. So here we are today, and this is a new year. It's a fresh start. It's kind of a nice symbol for you guys that you've been together for a while, and now you're kind of taking that next step in this new life together, and that includes you too, Ruby. And we're excited that you're all part of this. And so as we gather to celebrate today, we're celebrating something new, but we're also reminded of everything that already is, because you guys didn't get here alone. You did start someplace. So you started in your families, with your friends, and that's what's brought you here today. That's been that crucible of love and nurture and care. So today you guys are pledging to take into your care and keeping the happiness of the one person in all the world that you love best. You are committing yourselves not only to a lifetime of affection for each other, but also a sacred and deep trust that sustains true companionship over the years. So you're agreeing to share all your strengths, all your hurts, your responsibilities, and to do all this with a commitment to basing your marriage on the foundation of true love. We know anything in life that's truly worth celebrating is worth doing so with those who care for you the most. So today you have your friends and family here to be around you and to tell you that we love you. So we're here to say a hearty yes to you as you celebrate your love for each other. I'd like to ask JP to read a short lesson from Ecclesiastes.
Two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. Also, if two lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone? Though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. A cord of three strands is not quickly broken.
So it's just a reminder that, you know, Jesse, when you're working by yourself, when you have a partner, I mean, it's more than twice as fast. It's just, partner is everything. Melinda's going to share a short reading from 1 Corinthians.
If I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Love never fails, but where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when completeness comes, what is in part disappears. When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put the ways of childhood behind me. For now, we see only a reflection as in a mirror. Then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part. Then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love.
And that's probably one of the most used scriptures that we have in weddings, and the reason people use it is because it's got this great message to it. And it's like anything that you do for a long time, you finally figure out, there's probably just one or two major kind of truths to hang on to. I know as a pastor that over the years, and during weddings and everything, you almost get down to like one core theme that you've just seen so many times. And I guess the core theme that I would just share with you is that when Paul wrote this stuff, the Corinthians text, in Greek there's like 4 or 5 different verbs for love. In English we just have the one. And he could have used a word like eros, which means like erotic, like romantic attraction, love, and that's important. You got to have that to have your relationship together. Or he could have used the word philia, which is like where you get terms like Philadelphia or philanthropic. It's that camaraderie, friendship, love. I mean, so you got to be attracted to each other. You got to like each other. But then beyond that, the word that he used in that chapter, all those places where your mom read love, the words agape. So anyway, that type of love in the Greek means sacrificial kind of love, godlike kind of love. So that's the love where you're willing to take a hit for the team, and you put the welfare of your beloved ahead of your own. And so my 10 cents on this whole thing is that I think, especially in the modern world, we're just dying in a sea of narcissism because everyone's after their own thing, And I think it's almost like a disease. And that's always been part of the human equation. I mean, humans are self-centered by nature. But when we get to a place where we're willing to give ourselves totally to someone else, that's a whole nother step. And so that's our prayer for you guys, that you keep that kind of love, at the center of your relationship, because it's like climbing a mountain. I mean, you got to have all these tools, and you have to have some kind of glue to hold it all together, and that's agape love. So anyway, Jesse, if you would repeat after me, do you take Caitlin to be your lawfully wedded wife, to love her, comfort her, honor her, and keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, keep you only unto her, as long as you both shall live? If so, say I do. Caitlin, do you take Jesse to be your lawfully wedded husband, to love him, comfort him, honor him, and keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, keep you only unto him, as long as you both shall live? If so, say I do.
I do.
So Jesse and Caitlin, as you hold hands, Jesse, repeat after me. I take you, Caitlin, to be my wife.
To be my wife.
I promise before these witnesses
I promise before these witnesses
to be your faithful husband,
to be your faithful husband,
to share with you in plenty and in want,
to share with you in plenty and in want,
in joy and in sorrow,
in joy and in sorrow,
in sickness and in health.
in sickness and in health.
I promise to forgive and strengthen you,
I promise to forgive and strengthen you,
and to cherish and uphold you,
to cherish and uphold you,
as long as we both shall live.
as long as we both shall live.
Caitlin, would you repeat after me? I take you, Jesse,
I take you, Jesse,
to be my husband.
to be my husband.
I promise before these witnesses
I promise before these witnesses
to be your faithful husband, to be your faithful wife,
to be your faithful wife,
to share with you in plenty and want,
to share with you in plenty and in want,
in joy and in sorrow,
in joy and in sorrow,
in sickness and in health.
in sickness and in health.
I promise to forgive and strengthen you,
I promise to forgive and strengthen you,
and to cherish and uphold you,
and to cherish and uphold you,
as long as we both shall live.
as long as we both shall live.
having this kind of love in your hearts for one another, you've chosen to signify your promises to one another in the rings that you had tattooed on your fingers. And in a way, your promise is actually infleshed in you, and it's a sign of the vows that you've made. As you wear these rings on your body, they symbolize your new life together. And a ring's kind of nice, you think about it. There's no beginning and no end in a ring shape. It's always new and always evolving. As you wear these rings, whether you are together or apart, even just for a moment, may they be a constant reminder of the promises that you're making to one another right now. Wear them with integrity, remembering the gift and the commitment that they represent. So Jesse, repeat after me. Caitlin, on my hand I bear this mark of this ring as a token of my love and faithfulness to you now and always. And now Caitlin, repeat after me. Jesse, in my flesh I too have taken this ring. Jesse, in my flesh I too have taken this ring as a token of my love and my faithfulness to you now and always. Well, Jesse and Caitlin, having witnessed your vows of love and commitment to one another, I'm honored to pronounce that you're now married. God has joined together, let no one put asunder. You may kiss your bride.
It hurt really bad.
There's more pain to come, I hear.
She's like, got you.
All right. Here, receive this blessing. Come on up and be. All right. God bless you and keep you. God make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. God look upon you with his countenance and give you his peace. All right. So we have some snacks and something to toast with in the house, and they go and sign off on their license and certificate. And then when it gets to be the appointed time, we'll roll down the hill and have a nice dinner together. Okay? So you can tiptoe any direction you want.
That direction's better.
Because that highway there is like the Baton Death March. Like this?
Oh, that happened.
He cleans up pretty good.
I tied my own tie too. Yeah. No? Jackson,
It's cold out.
light it.
I don't know how to.
Okay, you go like this. Push up.
Will it go? Oh, okay.
See?
It's not getting
Nope.
enough heat in.
Yep. Push up and then click it.
I can't get it.
Ruby, look at that one.
Yeah.
They say they'll go to 3,000 feet.
Oh wow.
Now the DNR coming after us. Light, yeah, flame on. It's getting windier up there. Look at it starting to bob.
It's burning the sides.
The whole thing just catches on fire.
Now it's got a wind.
There it
Ready?
goes.
Ready to blow it up.
Just let it go just a little bit.
It took us quite a while before it puffed up enough. I mean, if it won't, you'll finally get to a place where you can just hang on to the bottom wire. And
Well,
then,
it's starting to go.
and then if Ruby lets go of that and it sags, it's not hot enough yet. So that's
Ready?
almost there.
Ready?
All
You
right.
with me?
The SS Ruby.
No. I don't want to burn myself.
All right, cool.
It's falling.
There it goes, there it goes.
Oh wow, look, it's right up there.
Yeah.
JP, you want to get a
So,
match and light this
When the
one?
storm was going, you see where that lantern is, the high lantern?
Oh,
Yes.
there it
We saw a
goes.
branch
Holy
go
cow.
across here in about 8 seconds all the way over past that hill.
It really
And it was
took
up
off.
there?
Yeah, it was 300 some feet up.
Uh-oh.
Holy cow.
Uh-oh.
Fortunately,
Bank
everything's
right,
wet.
bank right. Oh, yes. Yes. Bank left. You're going in between. Go left, go left. Come on, go left, go left. Go left.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah.
All right.
Look at how high that first one is.
Holy, it burned.
It's going to fall on Tottenham's house and start the roof on fire.
Well, it's out.
I don't think it's on fire anymore.
It
Oh,
isn't.
yeah, it's just not hot enough yet. So that's heading. The SS Ruby.
I don't want to burn myself.
All right, cool.
It's
Go up!
There it goes, there it goes.
Oh wow, look at it's way up there.
Yeah.
JP, you want to get a
So,
match and light this
When
one
the
for us?
storm was going, you see where that lantern is, the high lantern? We saw a branch go across here in about 8 seconds all the way over past that hill.
And it was up there?
Yeah, it was 300 some feet up.
Holy cow.
It's going right towards the trees.
Fortunately, everything's
Bank right,
wet.
bank right. Oh, yes. Yes. Bank left. You're going in between. Go left, go left. Come on, go left, go left. Go left.
Oh! Oh!
Oh, yeah!
Right.
Look at how high that first one is.
Oh my goodness. You can't even see it on my. Oh, you can barely. It's like a
Fall on
speck.
Todden's house and start the roof on fire.
well, it's out.
I don't think it's on fire anymore.
It isn't.
Oh yeah, it's tumbling. It's coming down.
What if it comes back to us?
Oh, that would be ideal, because then we can pick up our garbage.
It's rice paper. They say it's supposed to completely melt down.
Hey, we should get a couple pictures.
I don't see the other one anymore.
That's the Caitlin and Jesse one. We'll see if it crashes and burns or not.
Nice.
That's what I said about that's what I said about her tattoo. I was like, oh, I guess our relationship's not gonna last very long. Oops.
Uh-oh, Trace.
I said it's weird. My love must be stronger than yours because mine didn't fade at all. Actually, it was more like.
Hey, look, it's way over there and it's still on fire.
And at night, I think she was
Turn
doing
white.
She told me that. It was just,
Wow, that
It's
one's
going
going up
straight
fast.
up.
Kitchen in another room,
Okay, I see.
and so
Huh. I'm sorry, I'm just taking
Oh,
pictures for
that's
my
okay.
husband. Nice. It's beautiful out here.
we got her reception or wedding was the end of June.
Okay.
We kind of just had fires going
Yeah.
here and out there. And were you
Want
gonna,
to, you know, I wouldn't want to be too loud for them or anything.
right? So how late do you think it was?
So we just got back from, Trisha and I and Ruby, we just went and looked at the venue for our wedding reception, and it was really awesome. It exceeded my expectations, which I was hoping for, but it was really cool. The house is a little smaller than I thought it would be, but that's okay. We're going to kick the kids out and they can sleep in tents for all I care. No, but they'll have fun sleeping in the tents. So, yeah, I'm super excited. So Jesse went out on the party bus. It's one of our friends' birthdays, and they rented a whole like bus and everything, and it's pretty cool. It's like actually legit like music, and I don't know, it looks like a lot of fun, but I am still fighting a cold, so I'm staying home
it was kind of like supposed to be our first weekend as like a married couple, but at the same time I was sick, things didn't go according to plan, but I'm totally fine with him going, by the way. But we went and saw Aquaman today, and I have to say it was like the best movie ever. It was so good. So for all the haters out there who said it was a shit movie, it was the real deal. So I just have to say, clear my throat. Whoever had to say that Aquaman was like a shit movie and just wasn't worth your time, wasn't worth your admission fees, do I agree with that statement? No, I don't. I think it was a fucking awesome movie. I think it was the best DC movie that they've ever made, like ever, including Batman. Yes, I remember. Including Suicide Squad. I thought Suicide Squad was a good movie for like half the movie, and then I got to like the Enchantress part, and I was like, you lost me, like, nah. But this movie was like super good through and through. It was everything I expected it and wanted it to be, and it was awesome. It was just like the best movie I've seen all year and last year. Yeah, 2018 too.